This is Donald Angel, and I'm from 12th Standard of Commerce from North Manipali High Secondary School. So I have two of my family members here that we are going to discuss about this COVID-19 pandemic. So first I'll start with Brendan. This first questions right to him. This COVID-19 has affected everyone in many ways. In what way will you describe that?
Thank you, Donald, for that question. So, I would start off by saying what I remembered, what happened since 2019. So, back last year, 2020, we were all aware of how this virus started. It started in China, although it has not come into India, but we were already aware of it. And then, towards the month of March, is when we had a first lockdown last year. And I remember I was working then, and we were asked not to come to work for a few months. And then I also learned very quickly that some of my employees have been asked to leave their jobs. Then I learned quickly again that churches have shut down, all the shops, all the marketplaces have shut down. And then we also learned how families have been affected, especially the poor who've been earning their daily wage, and they've been affected tremendously by this virus. And then we see the healthcare pressure, which was very evident from what was happening. That was how, that was all the trigger point to see that this was affecting everyone in all spheres of life. It was a global pandemic, and hence it affected all countries, it affected all communities, it affected all genders, starting from the elderly, all the old people, up to young children. And it continues to still affect us in different ways. It doesn't only affect us in terms of our health, but it also affects us in terms of our emotions, in terms of our mentality, how we communicate with people, how we do our business, how we do our studies, how we walk, how we travel, how we have been living a normal life. So I think it has challenged us of what we've always known to be comfortable, and it has affected us in all spheres of life.
Thank you, Brendan, for this answer. I'll proceed with the next question for you. What has changed for you since this pandemic began?
Alright, so what has changed for me is that I prefer to be outdoor, and I prefer to do my activities outside, and plus I work in a construction company. So outdoor activities was very important, and I'm more of an outgoing person. But ever since the lockdown started, ever since the pandemic started, it has always been this challenge where I had to stay indoors and then work from home, which changed my ability to work, because I had to do everything from one room. And the sense of professionalism and sense of communicating with other people has changed a lot. Second thing what has changed is, then after that, a year back again, during the pandemic itself, I started doing my masters. And this again was very different, because I've completed 1 year of my masters online, and doing presentations, understanding, communicating, understanding the sites, because I'm doing site work again. It was very challenging in that sense. It limited my understanding of space, but then I think there were new challenges as well as new benefits where I could do more things online and get more time. So yes, that's two things that have changed for me.
Thank you, Brendan, for this answer. So we'll move on to the next members for mine, Ivan Jam. So the next question to you is, did you see anything change today that gives you hope, anxiety, or fear? Like when you watch the news, any on social media and all?
Alright, thank you, Dana, for that question. So, as to say that hope, what do I see is during this pandemic, actually, we have a lot of to see, because as you know, we have to look on the bright side. So yes, for me, there is lots of hope. As to say, we live in a digital world where everything is done online. So yeah, but the biggest problems is for the poor, the farmers. They didn't have that access to the internet and all, and even if they do, they didn't have the knowledge of the digital thing and all. So yeah, the first is yes, right now as we see, there's a lots of hope for me. Okay, and I do understand that for some people there are lots of challenges also. As to say it's about these things, what makes me look so scary is about the news. Okay, that the government, how they post about COVID-19, like every day it gives us a problem to think about it. We just can focus on our work when we see today some new cases, that and all. but we never see about today we find a solution and all. So that is the biggest fear for us people. And so that's it. Well, as for the hope, we should always try to look on the bright side. We should not put ourselves down. And yes, I will say that we should try our best to see on the bright side and not put some problems in front of us. So yeah, that's it.
So the next question that I'm going to ask is based on the COVID-19 vaccine. So let's ask them about their opinion about regarding the opinion about the vaccine.
So firstly, I belong to the age group of 18 above, and right now in our community we have not reached that stage of vaccination for our age group. Although I could go to a private hospital and get vaccinated, but I am waiting for the community level where they will come with the vaccination. And I also know that from the state central government they're giving a free vaccination which will start on the 21st of June. So yes, I have not received the vaccine as of now, but yes, I will be receiving it as soon as possible when time and availability of the vaccine permits. Thank you.
Okay, so yes, as Brandon said, it's the same for me. I belong to the age categories of 18 and above. So yeah, right now in our community the vaccines hasn't been administered to all the 18 and above. So yeah, we are still waiting, and hopefully I am ready for it, for the prevention of all the citizens of our states, of our districts. Yes, and I will tell the people also to do the same. Okay, so but I'm not saying that we all should go give the vaccine, but yes, vaccine is important. Okay, so that's a message from me.
Okay, so I'll be moving on to the last questions of this discussion. I will ask from them that what is their opinions or suggestions regarding this pandemic?
So yes, to conclude this, I would say that although this is new for each and every one of us, there is hope and there is this certainty that this will get over. This is for a short period of time. Although we have not experienced this before, but we know 100 years ago with the influenza virus 1918, it lasted for 2 years. But there's always hope for a better future. And I look at this again as this pandemic for a new normal, and I look at this as an opportunity for us where we sit back and we are grateful for everything that we have taken for granted so far. The environment, our communication, how we deal with people. We've been blessed with a lot of blessings before this, and I think we've taken most of the things for granted. What this pandemic has allowed us, although it's affecting a lot of life, I agree, and I express my condolence for all those who've lost their life and the families that have been affected by this. But for all of us who are still here and still fighting together to get through this, I think it is important to have, like Ivan Job said, to look on the brighter side, to have hope, and to hang on to the knowledge or the confidence that this will get over. But before it gets over, what have we learned from here? What do we take forward from this? And I think that would be good if we try to stay positive, stay healthy, keep on doing what we're doing, keep fighting, keep believing, and then I'm sure that this will all get over soon and we'll have something bright and better coming ahead. Thank you.
So yes, from the point of view, I would say that we have faced this kind of pandemic before. Yeah, we have read the history of how the virus, like every 100 years, it affects the life of the people, and the same for this coronavirus. Yeah, it has effect of lots of life, and we have witnessed it. So what I have to say is we should not lose hope. Okay, and we should not try to be reckless. Like what we have seen in the news, how the people they did not even maintain a social distancing, and they actually wanted to be free from the coronavirus, which is not possible. So I will say that we should try to cooperate with the government, and we should try to understand the situation, and yes, we should keep having that hope that one day by the grace of God we will be free from this pandemic. Thank you.
So thank you, Brandon and Benjo, for your beautiful discussions on this COVID. So I'll wind up this interview here. So stay home, stay safe.